passive sellers will drive price down. There are more passive sellers than aggressive buyers, which means that we are at an area of resistance because of this. There's an oversupply at this time. And that's how the footprint charts help us determine who's in control between buyers and sellers. And that's how essentially the entries was made. So the entry specifically were at 68.78. So that's going to be somewhere around here, right? So as soon as we broke below the 5-minute range, 68.78, yep, stops just above the 5-minute range or just below. And I was just looking to target the next area, right? So round about here. This was my execution. This is how. Now, I wasn't a fan of the actual price action, so I had to hold through. I was thinking of going break even. So if price came and tapped into my zone again, I would have taken a break even or technically a small loss, 0.5R. I wasn't happy to hold through 1 break even, 2 break even, technically 3 break evens before we broke. So we had about, let's call it 40. So 940 all the way to 1004. So we had about 1004, call it 1004. So we had about 25 minutes of range, which is obviously not the nicest price action to hold through. But in the end, we did go on to hit our level. And I think I exited here. Right, so I exited here, which is something I'm obviously working on still. I exit here, and then, of course, the market just melts, right? We completely melt off that zone. So what we're looking at here in summary was a strong supply, all right? This is a strong supply. The reason this is a strong supply, one more time to break it down, is we had a key level, right, defined from before the market even opens. We then want to see aggressive buyers. So just write AGG. We want to see aggressive buyers and no reward. So what we're looking is downside follow through, no reward. Follow through, right? Were the aggressive buyers successful in the first 5 minutes? Well, the answer was no, and that's where your execution comes, and you want to hold the trade ideally down to the next level. So this is kind of an overview, a breakdown of how I use footprint charts to catch today's move, down 395 for the day. So that's just a quick overview of how I caught the trade.